Warning, the following video will contain content that is not appropriate for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
Alright, well, I hope you all enjoyed that intro. Alright, anywho. So, yeah, back for another one of my Pokemon Battle Revolution discussion battles. So, actually, for a change of pace, I figured, you know what? Let's actually talk about some positive fucking shit for a change, you know? Enough of that Debbie Downer fucking bullshit, man. I feel like I've been way too much of a fucking Debbie Downer lately, and it sucks. You know, who wants to be a Debbie Downer? I don't. Man, fuck that shit. So instead, I'm going to tell you guys about something happy that happened. Of course, during the next battle, Pokemon Battle Revolution discussion battle, I'm going to be talking about something that happened immediately after my brother's wedding that was not so good. But during this video, you know what? We got some happy fun time. We're going to fucking do this shit. Alright, so the way my brother and his, wife now, I guess, had the whole, wedding planned out. So they wanted to, spread it out over 4 days. So that way we didn't have to do everything in, one day and have it be a ginormous clusterfuck, because fuck that. So it was 4 days. We had first the bachelor party and the bachelorette party, which obviously I did not attend the bachelorette party because I am not a female, because only 2 genders. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I had the bachelor party to go to. Then I had the rehearsal dinner the day after that. Then the day after that was the actual wedding, which took place at my mom's house, because, you know, that's obviously where we grew up and shit like that. And then the 4th day was the actual wedding reception. So, let's go through this and talk about this, because this was actually a lot of fun. So, I'm not much of a social kind of guy. Honestly, social situations are really not my thing. But I will say this, it was a lot of fun, the bachelor party. So first we went, trying to remember here. So first we met up at my brother's house. Then we went to this restaurant, which was a very neat looking restaurant. It was kind of like a castle. It wasn't like a real castle or anything, but it had that kind of castle style architecture and shit. Looked very cool. So we went there, grabbed some pizza, and then after that we did the main activity. So first we split up into teams, right? For the bachelor party, we split up into teams. There was the red team and then the teal team. I ended up being on the teal team with my brother, so that was pretty cool. Because the next activity that we had after, going out to the restaurant, grabbing some pizza, the next activity we had was tactical laser tag. Now, for those of you who, when you were a kid, I'm sure you did that little, kiddie, laser tag thing. Some of you guys might know what I'm talking about. Some of you may have done that when you were kids, that little kiddie laser tag shit. This is completely different. So we did, tactical laser tag. So it was, real life Call of Duty. The guns that they give you, the laser guns that they give you are, actual, legit looking guns and shit. And, there's, they have, a facility, right, where they have, an actual, what they call basically, a game map, where they have, buildings and actual obstacles and shit, and you can run around this map shooting, shooting people and shit. And let me tell you guys, that was a fucking blast. Our team ended up losing by 1 point, which kind of sucked, but it was still a hotly contested, game, and it was a lot of fun. I gotta say. I enjoyed it very much. So then after that, we went back to my brother's house, where we ended up playing a bunch of drinking games and shit. And I'm gonna be honest, the whole time that we were out on this bachelor party, I was drinking alcohol and shit like that. Normally, I don't drink alcohol, just on my own. Normally, I would never, go to the store and just, buy alcohol, but there are a few times in life when it is acceptable to, be wasted, and a bachelor party is definitely one of those. I wasn't doing any driving that day, so I was like, you know what, I'm celebrating my brother getting married. He's an awesome dude. I'm happy for him. fuck it, I'm gonna have a few goddamn shots and a few goddamn drinks. Not gonna lie, at one point I was pretty freaking wasted. I mean, not like, I actually never got like super like drunk or anything, but I was definitely feeling it. At one point I'm like, ooh, I need to back off a little bit. You know, I'm usually pretty good about like pacing myself, you know, when it comes to drinking alcohol and shit like that. I'm also surprisingly good at like holding my alcohol. Like, I drink very well. Like, I don't mean to brag, but like my dad's, you know, alcoholic, so like must have inherited some of those kind of genes and shit. So yeah. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. We went back, played drinking games, and actually one of the last drinking games that we played, I actually ended up winning, which was really funny because it's the only time I've ever played that drinking game, because again, I don't do shit like this like ever. So yeah, but I ended up winning one of the drinking games. It's fucking cool. I even did pretty good at the first one too, so that was fun. It was a lot of fun. So then the day after that, went back to my mom's house. The night after that, slept the night at my brother's house. Then, you know, sobered up in the morning, went back to my mom's house, helped her prepare shit for the rehearsal dinner. Then we did the rehearsal dinner and all that shit, and then for the rehearsal dinner, we went to the Golden Corral, which was an interesting choice, but it was all right. And then the next day was the wedding, and that was stressful. It was actually really funny because the women were using my mom's like master bedroom to, you know, get dressed and all that shit, and the guys were using the basement, right? So it was funny when like all of us guys were in the basement, right? And we were just like, before the freaking wedding, like we were all getting like, you know, dressed up in like our, I don't know what you call it. It wasn't really like a suit, but it was like a, you know, dress shirt, a vest, a tie, you know, dress pants, dress shoes, the whole 9 yards and shit. But it was funny because one of the dudes brought like a big ass fucking bottle of, fuck, what the hell is that shit? Fucking Jaeger. And that shit's nasty, but you know what? I was honestly a little bit nervous because of the whole wedding, so I'm like, yeah, toss me a shot of that shit. So I took a shot of Jaeger because I'm like, I am nervous as fuck right now. I could use a little bit of alcohol to calm my nerves a little bit, you know. I do believe in using drugs responsibly. I want to make it abundantly clear. You know, using drugs responsibly is not a bad thing. And one shot of Jaeger ain't gonna fucking, you know, ain't gonna fuck you up. I just did a shot of Jaeger to kind of, you know, take the edge off a little bit, you know, before the wedding. I did also pop open a Twisted Tea. Not gonna lie. Had a little bit of Twisted Tea also, so I was feeling pretty good. I was feeling a little more relaxed, you know, before the wedding. It was good. We ended up having to take a bunch of pictures and shit. Then we had the actual wedding. The actual wedding went off without a hitch. And then, like, around 5 o'clock, people started heading home. I stayed a little bit later because my sister, who, long story, but my sister lives in France, so we don't get to see her very often, so I stayed to visit with her, and my uncle and aunt also stayed over later that day as well to chat with her and whatnot. I ended up going home that night. Then the next day was the wedding reception. So for the wedding reception, they actually went like all out for this shit. So there was going to be like a small wedding reenactment at the actual fucking reception, right? So we had to get all dressed up for that and shit, which was kind of annoying, but you know, it's like whatever. And honestly, weirdly enough, the fucking reception day was the more stressful one for some reason. It's kind of weird, but yeah. I mean, the wedding day and the wedding reception were both kind of stressful. But for some reason, it seemed like the wedding reception was more stressful. But so for the wedding reception, they went like all out. They rented out a rec center in shit. Where is the town? Round Lake, I want to say. Round Lake, Illinois. Something like that. But they rented out some kind of like rec center or whatever, and it was a big ass venue, right? Plenty of space. Very nice venue too. They had like a kitchen, all that shit. They had catering done by who? I don't remember who did the catering, but they had like catering from a restaurant done for all the people who were at the wedding reception, because there was a lot more people at the reception than there were on the actual wedding day. So yeah, we pretty much did the wedding reenactment, went and grabbed food, ate food, then they opened up the dance floor, and you know, we did some dancing and shit. It was really fucking funny because both of my sisters were like absolutely fucking wasted. Like, I mean wasted. Like, I had a couple drinks. I had like a Jack and Coke. I had like 3 Amaretto Stone Sours and a couple White Claws. You know, so I mean, I was feeling good, granted, but I wasn't like plastered. You know, that was over the time span of several hours. That was like all the drinks that I had the whole night. You know, so I wasn't like plastered. But, you know, every once in a while I'd get up on the dance floor, you know, do some headbanging, because dancing to metal music is the only shit I know how to dance to. But they were playing a lot of like pop shit, some rap shit. They played a couple rock songs though, so I was like, all right, I fuck with it. You know, I fuck with it. I vibe with this shit. But yeah, so the wedding reception was great, and then after the wedding reception, so like the last, I want to say like hour and a half of the wedding reception, I didn't have any alcohol. I'm like, all right, I'm cutting myself off. I'm done with this crap. I'm going to be drinking soda or water from here on out. You know, sobered my ass up a bit. I mean, not that I was really that drunk to begin with, but, you know, sobered my ass up a little bit. Like I said, I'm usually very good with like pacing myself as far as alcohol is concerned. You know, I take that shit very seriously. So then after the wedding reception, which again went off pretty well, you know, there were a few issues here or there with the wedding reception, but overall it was I would say a massive success. You know, everyone was happy and whatnot for the most part. So yeah, overall it went very well. And then after that, my brother threw an after party at his house, you know, after the wedding reception. So I ended up going to that. And then I stayed there till like maybe 3 in the morning or something like that. And then at some point, like, people were just getting too drunk, and I'm like, I'm done with this, you know. Honestly, the most fun parties I've ever been to are the ones where people aren't drinking. I don't know. That's just me, but yeah. People started getting kind of drunk, kind of annoying, and I'm like, I'm gonna dip out of this bitch, you know. So I ended up getting out of there around like 3 o'clock. And it actually ended up being very fortuitous that I left that party when I did, because something happened the next day at my mom's house that was kind of terrifying, actually. I'm going to be talking about that next during the next video, so the next video will kind of be a continuation of that, but of this particular video. But yeah, ended up being very lucky that I left that party when I did. Because again, I had no idea what I was going to wake up to the next morning, and what I woke up to the next morning was something that I never expected. It's another reason why I've been so, like, I don't know, on edge lately, but it's the other reason, too, why I ended up having to take an extra week off of recording videos for you guys, because I wanted to get back to recording last week, but I didn't get to because of what happened literally the day after the wedding reception. There was a bit of an incident at my mom's house, but I'll be talking about that during the next video. But it was very lucky that I left that party when I did. So, yeah, but overall, I gotta say, you know, I gotta give credit to my brother and my new sister-in-law. You know, they did a hell of a job with all the wedding shit. You know, getting it all planned, throwing it all together, all that shit. You know, it was a lot of work. I had to literally end up push-mowing my mom's yard twice because, like, the riding lawnmower wasn't working. And then the push mower that my mom had also died, so we literally had to go out to the store and buy a new push mower. And that ended up being a whole fiasco. But since the wedding was going to be at, you know, my mom's house, we wanted to have the you know, yard looking nice and shit like that. So needed to be done, and it was a lot of work, but I think overall it was a great experience. And this is coming from someone who doesn't like social situations. Like, I hate social situations, but I actually had a lot of fun. I will say that I had a lot of fun. So gotta give a lot of credit to everyone who helped, you know, put all that together. ended up being a great experience and one that I will definitely not forget. Not gonna lie, during the wedding reception, watching my drunk sisters dance like idiots was pretty goddamn entertaining. Not gonna lie. That was probably like the highlight of my fucking day, was just watching my dumbass drunk sisters just fucking dancing like idiots. And to be fair, at one point I was also dancing like an idiot, but not, you know, I don't think I got quite as drunk as they did. So, but I gotta say, overall, it was a great experience. Definitely enjoyed it. For sure. Alright. I'll finish out this battle here. But yeah, next time I'll be talking about that incident that happened at my mom's house, because that was that was not fun, let me tell you. And again, that's the reason why I had to end up taking off an extra week, you know, from recording videos, because I wanted to get like a whole bunch more videos done for you guys last week, but I didn't get to because of that incident that happened at my mom's house, which was not good. Although, to be fair, it could have ended up being a lot worse than it was, so, you know, you gotta count your blessings. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna win this one. Really? It only did that fucking much? That's lame. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna win this fight. It was super effective and it only did that much. Wow. Fucking lame! Yeah, Reggie Rock was not able to get it done there. All right. Well, guys, that will do it for that one. So stay tuned for the next one of my Pokemon Battle Revolution discussion battles coming up next. I'm going to be discussing that, again, that incident that happened at my mom's house literally the day after the wedding reception for my brother. So, needless to say, it was not particularly great. Obviously, so Yeah, but either way, it's one of those kind of things where it just is what it is. So, yeah, either way, again, I want to let you guys know why I was unable to get an extra week of recording done for you guys. So, we'll be discussing that next time. So, all right, anywho, on that note, goddamn, I've been really burpy today. All right, well, either way, guys, that will do it for that one, so stay tuned for the next Pokemon Battle Revolution discussion battle coming up next. Until then, peace out.